Manchester City, the reigning champions and one of the most dominant forces in English football, finds itself at the center of a storm that threatens to shake the very foundations of the beautiful game. Over 100 charges of financial misconduct, a decade of alleged rule-breaking, the potential for unprecedented punishment. Today, we dive deep into the explosive lawsuit that could change the face of football as we know it. So make sure to stick around until the end to find out the shocking connection between this scandal and a mysterious email that could blow the entire case wide open. Manchester City's financial dominance. To understand the gravity of this scandal, we need to rewind the clock to 2008. That's when Abu Dhabi United Group, led by Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, acquired Manchester City. This takeover marked the beginning of a new era for the club, one defined by unprecedented financial muscle and ambition. In the years that followed, Manchester City's rise was nothing short of meteoric. The club that once lived in the shadow of its crosstown rival Manchester United suddenly had the means to compete with football's elite. And compete they did. Let's look at the numbers. Since 2008, Manchester City has spent over £1.5 billion on player transfers. They've won 8 Premier League titles, including 5 in the last 6 years. Their annual revenue has skyrocketed from £82 million in 2008 to over £600 million in recent years. This financial firepower allowed City to attract world-class talents like Sergio Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, and, more recently, Erling Haaland. It funded state-of-the-art training facilities and stadium expansions. In short, it transformed Manchester City from a perennial underdog to a global footballing powerhouse. The lawsuit, what's it all about? In February 2023, the Premier League dropped a bombshell. After a 4-year investigation, they charged Manchester City with an astonishing 115 alleged breaches of financial rules. These charges span a period from 2009 to 2018, covering almost the entire era of Abu Dhabi ownership. But what exactly are these charges? Financial reporting is at the core of the allegations. The city is accused of failing to provide accurate financial information, particularly regarding revenue and operating costs. This strikes at the heart of financial fair play (FFP) regulations, which are designed to ensure clubs operate within their means. Managerial remuneration forms another crucial part of the charges. The club allegedly failed to fully disclose financial remunerations to one of their managers over a 4-year period. This suggests the existence of a secret contract, a serious breach of Premier League rules. UEFA regulations are also prominent in the lawsuit. City is charged with failing to comply with UEFA's financial fair play rules over a 5-year period. This is particularly significant given the club's previous run-ins with UEFA over FFP. Profitability and sustainability rules were allegedly flouted as well. The Premier League claims that City breached rules requiring member clubs to provide accurate financial information to ensure they're breaking even. Perhaps most damning of all is the charge of non-cooperation. City is accused of failing to cooperate with Premier League investigations from December 2018 onwards, potentially hampering the league's ability to uncover the full extent of any wrongdoing. The sheer number and scope of these charges are unprecedented in Premier League history. If proven, they suggest a systematic attempt to circumvent financial regulations over nearly a decade. But Manchester City isn't taking these allegations lying down. The club has expressed surprise at the charges and welcomed the chance to clear its name. They claim to have a comprehensive body of irrefutable evidence supporting their position. Cover-ups and leaks. The road to this landmark case is paved with leaked documents, whistleblowers, and alleged cover-ups. At the center of it all is a trove of emails and documents published by the German magazine Der Spiegel in November 2018 in what became known as football leaks. These leaks, allegedly obtained by Portuguese hacker Rui Pinto, painted a damning picture of Manchester City's financial practices. The revelations were explosive and wide-ranging, touching on various aspects of the club's operations. One of the most controversial allegations involved inflated sponsorship deals. The leaks suggested that City's Abu Dhabi owners were topping up sponsorship deals with their own money. For instance, documents appeared to show that only £8 million of Etihad's annual £67 million sponsorship actually came from the airline. The rest allegedly came directly from Abu Dhabi United Group. Another bombshell was the revelation of Project Longbow, This was allegedly a secret initiative to shift costs away from the club to other companies to help meet UEFA's financial fair play rules. The leaks claim that City had set up a shell company called Fordham Sports Management to pay players for image rights, keeping these payments off the club's books. The documents also hinted at irregular payments in the signing of underage players, including the brother of former City defender Kolo Touré. This raised questions about the club's youth recruitment practices and compliance with regulations regarding young players. Manchester City's response to these leaks was swift and unequivocal. They denounced the documents as hacked or stolen and taken out of context. The club maintained that the leaks were part of an organized and clear attempt to damage their reputation. The consequences for Manchester City. The potential consequences for Manchester City are severe and far-reaching. One of the most talked about potential punishments is a significant points deduction. This could not only derail City's current season, but also potentially strip them of past titles if the deductions are applied retrospectively. Given the financial nature of the alleged breaches, substantial fines are almost certainly on the table. However, for a club of City's wealth, fines alone might not be seen as a sufficient deterrent. The Premier League might need to consider unprecedented financial penalties to ensure the punishment fits the alleged crime. The club could also face restrictions on signing new players, potentially hampering their ability to compete at the highest level. A transfer ban, even for a single window, could significantly impact City's squad planning and their ability to maintain their competitive edge in multiple competitions. Beyond the Premier League, there could be European ramifications. While separate from the Premier League charges, a guilty verdict could potentially lead to UEFA reopening their own case against City, possibly resulting in exclusion from European competitions. Public reactions, fans, rivals, and the media. The charges against Manchester City have ignited a firestorm of reactions across the football world. Manchester City fans find themselves on an emotional roller coaster. Many have rallied behind their club, adopting a siege mentality in the face of what they see as unjust persecution. Social media has been ablaze with supporters defending the club's honor, often pointing to perceived inconsistencies in the application of financial rules across the league. The reaction from other Premier League clubs has been more measured in public, but behind closed doors, there's reportedly a strong appetite for action. Many clubs feel that if the charges are proven, they represent a serious breach of trust and an undermining of fair competition. The media has latched onto this story with fervor, with wall-to-wall coverage across sports pages and broadcasts. Opinion pieces have ranged from calls for City to be made an example of to more nuanced takes, examining the complexities of modern football finance. The diversity of reactions underscores the complexity of this case and its potential to reshape the football landscape. As the legal proceedings unfold, these various perspectives will continue to shape the narrative surrounding Manchester City and the broader implications for the sport. The future of Manchester City. As the hearing date approaches, the future of Manchester City hangs in the balance. The outcome of this case could reshape not just the club's trajectory, but the landscape of English and European football. The potential scenarios are as diverse as they are impactful. If Manchester City successfully defends itself against all 115 charges, it would be a monumental victory for the club. However, questions might remain about the effectiveness of financial regulations in football. On the other hand, should City be found guilty of only minor infractions, they might escape with fines or a small points deduction. The most severe scenario would see City face major penalties such as significant points deductions, stripping of titles, or even relegation. Such punishments would be a seismic event in football history. They could dramatically alter the competitive landscape of English football and serve as a stark warning to other clubs about the consequences of financial misconduct. The ripple effects of such an outcome would be felt throughout the football world for years to come. The Manchester City financial scandal is more than just a story about one club's alleged misdeeds. It's a tale that encapsulates the modern football era, an age where success is increasingly tied to financial might, and the line between ambition and rule-breaking can become blurred. From alleged hidden contracts to inflated sponsorship deals, the Premier League's case paints a picture of a club willing to push boundaries in pursuit of success. City's vehement denials and promises of irrefutable evidence set the stage for a legal battle of epic proportions. The potential consequences are severe, ranging from points deductions to the nuclear option of expulsion from the league. However, perhaps the wider implications are more significant. This case could be a turning point in how football deals with financial regulation, potentially ushering in a new era of scrutiny and enforcement. What do you think about this situation? Do you believe Manchester City is guilty, or are they being unfairly targeted? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.